Now baroreflex, whenever there is a mild hemorrhage, then what is the effect of it on the vessels? Typically, there is a sympathetic stimulation of smooth muscle surrounding the venous vessels, which will decrease their compliance and it will increase the end diastolic volume and the preload to the heart, which is the purpose of the baroreflex, sympathetically mediated baroreflex whenever we suffer hypovolemia, is what need to be understood. Okay doc, wake up from the sleep. Shoot me an answer. An intestinal flora, lobar pneumonia in alcoholics and diabetics when aspirated, it produced mucoid colonies with red currant jelly sputum. I think you will know the answer. What is that? Klebsiella. That's right, everyone shouting the same answer. 4 A's you are not going to forget with Klebsiella. A for aspiration, A for abscess in the lungs, A for alcoholics and A for diabetics is equal to Klebsiella is what need to be remembered. My fetal hemoglobin has more affinity for oxygen because it has no 2,3-DPG receptors. There are no 2,3-DPG receptors. 2,3-DPG decreases the affinity for oxygen. No 2,3-DPG increase the affinity for oxygen. So that's what need to be remembered. Coming to the vitamins. Typically, pernicious anemia is more associated with the vitamin B12, not with the folate. Coming to the heme, there is the gamma aminolevulanate synthase, which is very important enzyme for the heme located. It is in the mitochondria. It is not in the cytosol. Coming to the heme synthesis once more, it is a zinc containing enzyme, not manganese containing enzyme, is the ALA dehydratase. Now, which enzymes in porphyria are vulnerable to the inhibition by the lead is an important question. So it is the ferrochelatase and ALA dehydratase which is considered to be inhibited by the lead is what need to be basically remembered. Now coming to the pyruvate to lactate. For the conversion of pyruvate to lactate, I mean to say glucose to acetyl-CoA, what is required? Glucose should first be broken down into pyruvate, pyruvate then should enter into citric acid cycle, and then acetyl-CoA producing enzyme need to convert pyruvate into acetyl-CoA, which doesn't happen in the case of the erythrocytes, because erythrocytes, what is the end product of glycolysis? It is the lactate, it is not acetyl-CoA in the case of the RBCs. What is the role of pectins? Pectins are those soluble dietary fibers, and they delay gastric emptying and they decrease the rate with which the glucose and fructose and disaccharides are absorbed by the intestinal tract is what need to be remembered. And by decreasing the rate of the absorption of the sugar, they will also help in controlling the postprandial sugar levels. So that is the role between sugar control and taking the pectin rich contents. Now coming to the citric acid cycle, now it is the mitochondrial citrate which is being produced in the mitochondria that is transported to cytosol, where it is cleaved once more to produce acetyl-CoA, which is then used for the fatty acid synthesis and steroidogenesis. Why? Because steroidogenesis, fatty acid synthesis, they all occur where? In the cytosol. So the citrate carries the acetyl-CoA molecule with it into the, from the mitochondria into cytosol and makes it useful for, acetyl-CoA converts into citrate in the mitochondria, that goes into cytosol, once more breaks down, acetyl-CoA is released, and that is used for the fatty acid synthesis and the sterols, is the fundamental, what is that called? Trading which is being done. Now coming to the, instead of trading we say smuggling, which is being done for the acetyl-CoA. Now coming to the amino acids and citric acid intermediates. I told you, no, there is one citric acid cycle table. How many of you have studied, gone back to the table? उच्च अमीनो एसिड मरने के बाद उनका आत्मा निकल जाके उनका बदन, सॉरी, उनको बदन चले जाके उनका आत्मा फिर सिट्रिक एसिड साइकिल में आके it will reincarnate. So which amino acids break down into which citric acid cycle intermediates? You have to read in the next 40 days, doctor. At least because one question will come. Will aspartate become isocitrate? Will aspartate become citrate? Will aspartate become alpha ketoglutarate? Will aspartate become one of the citric acid cycle intermediates? Which one it will become? That's all match fixing you need to study. That is the dirty part about biochemistry. The beautiful life converted into some meaningless molecules. And asked to remember is much more bad. One of our classmates wrote a poem in the biochemistry days, unable to bear the frustration. At least now the teachers are not insisting, put all those biochemistry cycles. Are you drawing diagrams in biochemistry exam? No, no. So, because since we are bad in organic chemistry, we got seat in MBBS. Uske baad first year mein biochemistry will be haunting us. So doctor, let me tell you, 20 marks. It is one of the Saptasvaras into 20. So you must be very sure. So leucine, lysine are purely ketogenic. They don't reincarnate and their atma will not enter into citric acid cycle. Hence, they are purely ketogenic. So you must know which are glucogenic, which are gluco plus keto. Don't remember gluco plus keto. Whom you will ask to remember? You ask your classmates to remember. Very important topic, remember bolke. You only remember what are glucogenic, what are purely ketogenic. Bas, that is what is asked. Now, glycerokinase. It is absent in the case of the adipose tissue, fundamentally. And what is the main function of it, doctor? Glycerol to glycerol 3-phosphate. Glycerol 3-phosphate is converted to dihydroacetone phosphate. And dihydroacetone phosphate is the intermediate for the glycolysis, as all of you know very well. So that is missing in, so insulin, glucagon, epinephrine, growth hormone. What is their influence on glycolysis, gluconeogenesis, glycogenolysis, glycogen synthesis? You have to quite be sure on favorite issues for the examiner. Now doctor, tell me the answer. Non-lactose fermenters which invade the intestinal mucosa leading to bloody diarrhea. They have flagella, they produce hydrogen sulfide and their response is typically monocytic, and if you give antibiotics they may prolong the symptoms of these organisms. Now tell me, which organism are we talking about? Non-lactose fermenters. There is a list of lactose fermenters, non-lactose fermenters. That is the whole kick in microbiology. Yes, who will give me correct answer? Excellent. Everybody, Dr. Guntur and Anuja, Vizag, Shiva, Samira, everyone says Shigella, nobody want to say Salmonella. Huh? Okay doctor, but the answer is Salmonella. Salmonella, Shigella, twin sisters. Twin sisters. Huh? So you must know how to differentiate between these two twin sisters. We'll take it up in another occasion, complete description. Now doctor, 3-carbon propionyl CoA is the end product of certain metabolisms. For example, if you take a palmitate, palmitate is an example of even carbon chained, 16 carbons are there, no even number. इनका end product क्या होता है? 16 become 14, 14 become 12, 12 become finally 2. Acetyl CoA. But if it is the odd chain fatty acid, when it become ultimately broken, 3-carbon propionyl CoA will form. So oxidation of the odd chain fatty acids leads to propionyl CoA, right? After all 2 carbon units of acetyl-CoA are removed, propionyl-CoA will form. And this propionyl-CoA is carboxylated into methyl-malonyl-CoA. And that is converted into L-methyl-malonyl-CoA. And that is converted into succinyl-CoA. And ultimately Atma will enter into Paramatma, which is citric acid cycle. So all the direction is towards ultimately citric acid cycle. Okay, doctor? So methyl malonyl CoA mutase. What is it containing coenzyme? Vitamin B12. Hence vitamin B12 deficiency will lead to deficiency of collection of methyl malonic acid. Methyl malonic aciduria is what you get. And why it is important to be bothered about? Because all the 3 carbon propionyl CoA wherever it forms has to go to citric acid cycle, means Beechka station is in the middle station between Bombay Pune is methyl malonyl CoA. Got it, doctor? There are so many sources for the formation of this propionyl CoA. One source is odd chain fatty acid metabolism. Then what are the other 2 sources? Methionine. Whenever it gets metabolized, what will form? S-adenosyl methionine, S-adenosyl homocysteine, homocysteine, cystathione, cysteine, and in the process ultimately it will lead to propionyl CoA. So that is the reason even this metabolic pathway also lead to propionyl CoA. So summarize, doctor: breakdown of the methionine, breakdown of the isoleucine, and breakdown of the odd chain fatty acids, all of them will lead to propionyl CoA. And propionyl CoA is important because it leads to methyl malonyl CoA, and for the metabolism of the methyl malonyl CoA you require vitamin B12, and since vitamin B12 deficient, and hence vitamin B12 deficiency will lead to methyl malonyl aciduria is what need to be fundamentally remembered. Now doctor, what is Tay-Sachs? Tay-Sachs is the removal of the acetyl hexosaminidase deficiency, as all of you know very well. Coming to the glycogenolysis, once more doctor, which enzymes are in mitochondria, which are there in cytosol, and urea cycle like things are pathetic. Why? Some are in mitochondria, some are in cytosol, which are in mitochondria and cytosol, you need to remember. Okay, so doctor, what is the answer for this glycogenolysis issue? Glycogen phosphorylase require pyridoxal phosphate. Glycogen is basically degraded both at alpha 1,4 and 1,6. Debranching is an example of a bifunctional enzyme. They are all true statements. And it is the cytosolic enzymes which are basically responsible for the breakdown of the glycogen is what need to be understood. Now coming to the next question. The LDL cholesterol circulating levels are very high, but the number of LDL receptors are normal. Then what is this patient basically suffering from? The LDL cholesterol is not recognized because of the absence of the ApoB100, which is mainly responsible for this hypercholesterolemia that the patient is basically suffering from, is what you will conclude.